Hello, 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 and welcome to this edition of Office Hours with Lanora. Thank you for joining me once again. Today's topic for Office Hours with Lanora will center around show me the money. Show me the money. Let's talk more about creating that real estate budget and savings plan. Before we do all of that, we know that Office Hours with Lanora serves 3 points. The first point is to help anyone seeking information about a real estate career get that information. The second reason is for anyone that has probably started a pre-licensing course, passed that course on a first attempt. And the third reason for Office Hours with Lanora is to help anyone that has already started a real estate journey, a career, has earn their license and so on and so forth, stay in this business, okay? So let's get back to the topic at hand. You all know I have my notes, so I don't want to miss anything. I am speaking a little faster today because I want to try to get everything in within 15 to 20 minutes, okay? Put any questions below and I will see those and answer them as well. So let's talk about some different areas that you want to cover. So the areas that I'll speak about today will be creating that pre-licensing budget, a budget for office expenditures or expenses that you should sort of kind of expect, the personal budget, as well as, let's call it what it is, the tax man that cometh. We're going to talk about taxes and emergency funds and other types of saving vehicles, okay? So let's start with the pre-licensing budget. And I will use the numbers specific to the Realtors Real Estate School, specifically the in-person or any instructor-led course. The instructor-led course consists of, let's say, a broker course. It would be $704. What that number breaks out to is the first 60 hours of your course would be $579. The last 15 hours of the 75-hour course would be $125. That $704 is exclusively and only for pre-licensing class purposes, okay? So that does not include the test fee, which is the state and national exam, $55 per attempt. You get 4 chances to pass or attempts, and you'll pay $55 each attempt. The $704 does not include the $125 that you'll be paying to the state to get a copy of your license from the Illinois Department of Financial and Professional Regulations. And then the other number it doesn't include is the membership dues that you'll be paying. Because what happens, you finish your pre-licensing course, you take the exam, you pass the exam, you then will need to find a real estate office that you're going to partner with. That real estate office will become your sponsoring broker. The sponsoring broker will already be a member of a real estate association. You will be required to join that same real estate association as your sponsoring broker. You're in essence under their umbrella. So you join the same associations that they are affiliated with. This is how you're going to get your materials and tools that you'll need, like your MLS access, like your new member onboarding process through the orientation and the ethics class. Hint, hint, deadline, December 31st of 2021 for any real estate professional. You need to take that ethics class by December 31st of this year, okay? And it'll also include the local Illinois Realtors, for example, and the state, because the Chicago Association of Realtors would be local, but the state level, Illinois Realtors, and the national level, which is the National Association of Realtors. So those numbers are not included in the original $704. So now that we've broken out the price of the course, the price of the exam fee, the license fee, and then there's membership dues, I'm going to tell you to create a budget for at least about plus or minus $2,000. You may need a little more, you may need a little less, but that $2,000 in essence should get you close enough to being able to start in the business. Now, I don't know. Some people, they blow and they're like, "Ooh, that's a lot of money." I don't know what you were expecting to start, in essence, quote unquote, a small business, because you could easily get $2,000 in inventory and still have to pay other things in any other type of business sector. But for just blanket numbers, the $2,000 that I'm quoting, plus or minus, you might need a little more, might need a little less, should cover you in terms of your pre-licensing course, the exam fee, the test, the licensing fee, as well as those membership dues that you're going to incur. No matter what, it has to be done. I did another video related to budgeting and budgeting for your real estate career in November of 2019. So you can go back on this Facebook page, or you'll be able to go to Lanora, LANORARRES on YouTube and find that video, and it'll go in greater detail related to these expenses, okay? The next area that I want you to make sure that you're budgeting for, actually, let's go back to that first one, because I want to talk about membership dues. The membership dues for your local association, and I'm just using the Chicago Association of Realtors as the example, it's an annual amount. So in the beginning, the real estate professional, or you, the new licensee, you're coming out of pocket with all of the money up front. It's like you prepaying for your insurance if you're purchasing a house, for example. You have to pay for that first year up front. Same thing with your real estate career. You're paying for everything up front to kind of give you that breathing and wiggle room to be able to make money along your way after you get into the business. So you don't have to worry about an expense that's coming up. It's already taken care of in that prepaid format. The amount for local real estate dues can change. It can go up, it can go down, but that amount comes out every October 1st. It is due at the Chicago Association of Realtors. You can call our membership department, and the membership department can discuss membership dues with you in greater detail. That number is 312-803-4900. Again, 312-803-4900. And the reason why I would want you to call the membership department directly is because the membership dues are prorated. So right now we're in the month of July. So anyone joining today through the end of September will be paying a prorated amount, and then they'll have to pay the annual dues that'll come up again October 1st. So talk to my good friends over at the membership department. Tell them Lanora sent you. All right. So the next thing on my list is about office expenses. I don't want you to be blindsided, because once you join your real estate office, you should expect to pay a few other things. So it's going to feel like you just writing checks or giving out your credit or debit cards. But remember, this is an investment in a new business, a new journey, a new joint venture for you. So whatever the case may be, you got to pay to play, okay? So the first thing that you should expect to pay is your error and omissions insurance, or better known as E&O or professional liability insurance. The reason why you have to have E&O insurance is to protect you against negligence or civil lawsuit. So no different than a doctor who has malpractice insurance, no different than any other profession that wants to protect your assets, your name, your license. That's what E&O insurance is. Now, E&O insurance can be something that's per transaction. It can be monthly. It can be quarterly. It can be an annual amount. But that amount is told to you when you join your real estate office, or AKA your sponsoring broker. It's not something that you're paying at the association level. You're going to be disclosed what that number or that amount is. So on average, I think when I started in the business, it probably was about, less than $25 a month. So it could have been a couple of hundred. It could be more. This was 20 years ago. So I don't know what the actual amount for E&O insurance right now, because I'm not actively practicing. But that's a good question that you should be asking when you're interviewing for the various real estate offices that you're potentially considering to join. Okay? Let's also talk about general office related expenses. You need to know, do you have to pay for your business cards? If so, do you get the luxury of adding certain card stock or finishes? Now, keep in mind, your sponsoring broker's information, or that real estate office that you're going to be practicing with, their information has to be very prominent on your business card. They are a part of your business card. You cannot go out and just start passing out cards with just your information on it. That's a test question for my newbies. Make sure you know that it is according to the Real Estate Act of 2000. Their information as the sponsoring broker, contact information, phone number, mailing address, something of that nature has to be listed on your business cards, okay? So know about other expenses, general related office expenses. Hey, do I have to pay for printing? Do I have to pay monthly expenses to be a part of a team or just to be in the office? All good questions and so on and so forth that you need to know. Do I have to pay for the key to be able to come in and out of the office at my leisure? So you want to know those things without going in blindly. A personal budget that I want you to set up. Let's talk about something that my stepfather always taught me. Pay yourself first. Pay yourself first. And the reason why I say that is because you'll go and spend and do all of the work, and then later find out that you did not take care of yourself. You did not put something aside. You didn't treat yourself. I don't care if it's some ice cream over at the Dairy Queen. I don't care if it's movie night on Tuesdays. Whatever the case may be, do something for yourself. Take something and put it to the side for you, because you ultimately need to see the rewards or reap the benefits and be able to look back and see where this journey is taking you. Make sure you're paying close attention to your wardrobe. So within that personal budget, let's set aside some money to pay for some essentials that you'll need. You're a real estate professional, so you should look like the look, walk the walk, and talk the talk. If you're, for example, showing multi-million-dollar properties, it's probably not a best practice to show up in blue jeans. If you are taking your clients into, $60,000 properties, I don't know. You treat everybody the same. Show up the same. Be the confident professional that you are. Not only the way that you speak, but the way that you dress could attract or cause people not to want to work with you. So have some essential staples in your closet, like khakis or skirts or professional pants, Docker sets, or whatever the case may be, interchangeable polo shirts or nice blouses, like I think the one I have on now. You can interchange those pieces until you start making more money to increase your wardrobe budget. But keep your wardrobe budget to a limit. Don't go out trying to buy all of the suits and everything right now. Treat yourself as you're earning more money. But make sure that, number one, your clothing are pressed and clean and you look professional at all times, okay? Here's the one that I most definitely want you to adhere to, heed, whatever word you want to use, and it is the tax man of cometh, and that's going to be pay your taxes. So I want you to get in the habit of having a special account for just this reason alone. So if you can't do a special account, just have a savings vehicle so that you know that your taxes are taken care of. You want to budget about 25 to 30%, which is the recommended savings amount to cover income taxes as well as self-employment taxes. Remember, you're an independent contractor. So you're going to have those self-employment taxes on top of the traditional FICA and all those other taxes. That's going to be able to cover like your Medicare and certain things of that nature that normally as a self-employed individual, a company, if you were a self-employed individual, a company or an employer will be paying those. So you need to cover those things to make sure that you're going to be okay in your retirement days. Okay? So the self-employment tax alone is 15.3%. So let's do some quick math. Let's say that you just closed on a property and your part of the commission, your take-home commission was $3,000. If I use the 30% number as an estimate for the recommended savings amount, automatically I'm subtracting from that $3,000 $900 for taxes. You're like, oh my God, Lenora, I just worked so hard to get this money. Now I got to put $900 to the side? Yes, you do. And you want to do that every time that you have a closing, only because you can pay your taxes or an estimated amount. You can pay taxes annually. You can pay taxes quarterly. You can pay taxes, submit something once a month, whatever works for you. But I'm telling you now, don't do what I did. When I started getting those nice big checks, I was like, okay, I can go shopping. I can just buy whatever I want to buy. But then my first year in the business, I had a tax liability of over $7,000. And because I didn't pay into pre-planning my taxes, I had to come up with that $7,000. Luckily, I had it, but that's a bill or an expense that what if you're not closing enough? Or what if you have closed enough, but you didn't save enough? Now you're in trouble. And you're going to have to set up some payment arrangements with Uncle Sam, aka the IRS. You can pay estimated quarterly tax payments, and they're always due January 15th, April 15th, June 15th, and September 15th of every year. You guesstimate, hey, if I'm making $1,000, I need to save 30% of that. Let me put this away, or just go ahead and pay that to Uncle Sam and get it out of the way. Okay? Take my advice with taxes. You do not want to be audited. You do not want to be in trouble because you didn't do your due diligence in keeping up with your taxes. It is not a fun place to be. Okay? Let's talk about an emergency fund that I want you to get set up, or something to help you save for the future. For those of us that currently have an employer, or you're working somewhere else and you're probably doing real estate part-time right now, keep your day job. Keep your day job. And the reason why I say that, because that money that you're earning from your employer can help supplement your real estate dreams and your goals, to build it up, to get it to a point where you can consider doing this independently as a full-time real estate professional, being self-employed full-time. But you need to walk into that. Some of us, I say some of us, jump into doing real estate full-time, and we are quickly getting out of the business because we didn't plan what that felt or looked like, having all of those expenses on us. So even if you kind of upset with your day job, please keep it. Or your night job, please keep it. This is where your real estate journey is a new baby. And I don't know about you. Now, my children, and I have 3 daughters, they never went from the womb to walking. They had to be carried. They had to be, ushered into their first few footsteps. Treat your real estate goals and dreams in this career the same way. Don't expect your real estate baby to get up and start running. Help him or her walk first, okay? All right, let's talk about equipment and maybe a website or other essentials that you'll need. I want you to create a budget from $0 to infinity. But the realistic number that I want you to kind of stick around is about $5,000. Yes, I did say 5,000. Now, I don't want to imply that you're going to be spending this money up front. Here's $5,000. Give me everything that I need to be successful. No, that's not what I'm saying. But some companies, if you're interviewing for these sponsoring brokers or real estate offices, they may already have some things free in place for you, like your business cards, like a desk space, like a phone number for you, various things that you probably won't have to pay for in advance or on your own. But you also want to, they might even have, your company might even have a website. It may be pretty generic, but in the beginning, use it and maximize it for what it really is. You can always pay later for the bells and the whistles. My goal in this video is to help you get in the door. Okay? So you want to budget. You could be upwards of $5,000, $10,000, $50,000 or plus. What I'm saying to you is be careful with where you're putting your money. So if you're finding that you might have a special phone number, or you've paid for this expensive website and no one's following you, you probably could have did the same thing with a free social media account. And that way you can track who's watching videos like this Facebook Live and reach out to them directly, thanking them for watching. And if there's any way that I can provide any assistance in your real estate needs, let me know. You can do some similar things by doing your due diligence, doing your research, and finding those free ways or cost-effective ways first. Let's get you accustomed to closing. Let's get you accustomed to paying your taxes and doing various other things, and then finding other money that you may have left over to start beefing up your brand or paying into a new website that's going to be more bells and whistles and able to kind of put you out there and give you more exposure. Okay. Let's also come back to some savings that I want you to take advantage of. If you're a student with the Realtors Real Estate School and you come back as a CAR member, a member of the Chicago Association of Realtors, hey, I'm telling you right now, I can help you save $975. How was that, Lanora? Scholarships. Apply often. Okay? The scholarship in particular that I'm speaking of for pre-licensing broker courses is that Roadmap to Realtor Scholarship. It is not promised or guaranteed to anyone. I know that there are 10 recipients that are accepted every quarter. Not every time has 10 people apply and that scholarship has been given to them, because sometimes there is a low participation. Why? Because people don't want to do the footwork. You have to have a resume ready. You have to have a 60 to 90 second video on why you want to become a realtor. You have to answer some questions. This is a foundation that's looking to help support your real estate goals. So if you have to do an extra assignment or two up front for this scholarship foundation to show them why you're worthy of the scholarship, do the work. Save yourself $700 if you're the recipient. So let's say you are, and you've taken your classes and you've done all of the work and you've passed everything, and now you're coming back as a CAR member and you're a scholarship recipient. They're going to mail you a check or process an ACH for you to get $700 back into your account because you did all of the work. You're also going to save an additional $275 because you took your classes with the association. Coming back now as a member, we're going to waive that membership application fee. So of that budget that I told you, $2,000, I just helped you save $975 of that by just doing some steps, some additional work. Okay? I want to help you save money. I want you to be realistic in this journey too. I don't want anyone jumping into a real estate career and saying, I didn't know I didn't know what to expect. A lot of these videos are telling you what to expect. So expect to start out slow so that you could ultimately find the pace or the rhythm that's going to work for you in your real estate journey. You don't need to spend a lot of money up front. Get you a good mentor that's going to help you straighten that learning curve. Make sure that you're actively engaged in your association that you'll be joining. They have a lot of free events. They have a lot of free tools like your new member ethics, new member orientation, ways to help you save money starting in this business. A lot of people don't do the pre-work to get them into the business, and then you find that you're completely thrown off when you're now actively working in the field. So let's do a lot of that pre-work right now and get it out of the way. I hope that, let me make sure I got everything. Okay, I talked about the mentor. Oh, the income producing vehicles. Find out if you're going to be spending money in terms of your marketing budget. Find out where your money is going. If you spent $200 to advertise, and I'm just pulling a number, I don't know how much it costs. But if you spent $200 to advertise in a print magazine campaign, think about it. How many people are actually reading magazines today with everything being digital? You want to make sure that you have something in place so that when you talk to clients or potential clients, when you talk to customers, they tell you, hey, I saw your face on the shopping cart. Hey, I saw your face in this ad. Hey, I saw your sign. They need to be able to tell you how they found you, because you need to track, even if it's a sheet of paper or an Excel spreadsheet or some high-tech digital tracking device. You need to be able to define for your advertising, marketing / budgetary reasons where the people are coming from. Because we want to know where the money resides, okay? We want to know because you want to keep pouring into that vehicle that's paying you. You don't want to keep putting gas in a car that's sitting. It's not going anywhere. So make sure you're doing the footwork. I think I talked about everything. So I want to say thank you for joining me on this episode of Office Hours with Lanora. You know what to do. If you have questions, you want to schedule some time with me, my Calendly appointment scheduler will be in the link above. Go ahead and get set up with that, and let's pencil in some time together. We do have some upcoming classes starting as early as next Monday. Evening webinars for the brokers starts August 2nd. August 9th, we'll start an in-person class for brokers. We only have about maybe 4 or 5 seats left in that option. We are still exercising social distancing in our classroom, so it will not be a full max to capacity type of class. August 16th will be the residential leasing agents. They will have an in-person course going on at the 430 North Michigan Avenue location of our school. And then at the tail end of the month on August 23rd, here come those managing broker students. We're looking forward to you being in person with us as well. I want to thank you for joining me on this episode of Office Hours with Lanora. Happy Wednesday. I've come to you every Wednesday of this month, hopefully with some really, really good videos to help. I look forward to seeing you in August. Ta-ta for now. Bye-bye.